Friday episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. It's brought to you by the Root Brands. You can go to therootbrands.com/confidence through health to check out the different items that they have, the products for health and wellness that I use. I use Zero In and Restores I've talked about before. I've used Clean Slate before. Um, Products are great for helping you improve your cell health, which improves your health overall. And what I want to talk about today, though, is today happens to be the day I'm recording this happens to be 12 years since my second spontaneous pneumothorax. And so the first one happened in 2011, the second one happened in 2013. And it's an anomaly. It's like a minuscule percentage of people that things like this happen to. And I was one of the lucky ones, right? Like go buy a lottery ticket type of thing. But there's multiple things that I went through that I think a lot of us go through in different type of tough situations, whether it's diagnoses or just life changes that happen that we have to question what is going on. Where did this come from? Everything in the life like stops and halts and changes. And for me, the when it first happened, my wife was out of town. Well, the second time it happened, when I woke up, my wife was out of town with the kids, and I realized that something was wrong, and so I went to the hospital, and in the hospital before they said they're going to have to do surgery, they're going to have to do this. They explained everything to me, and my pastor came up and visited with me, and I remember telling him, I don't want to die. I don't want to I don't think this is the right time for me, but I just don't know what I'm missing. Like, why did this have to happen twice? I was in this, obviously questioning stage, concern stage. My wife wasn't there. She arrived right as they were wheeling me back into surgery. And a couple days later, the realization came that that God was trying to get my attention, that He wanted me to do other things. He wanted me to be a different person. And I took that as He's trying to get my attention. The first time it didn't work. I let it happen and I just kept going. And so I changed so many things about the trajectory of my life because of that event. And I can look back now and notice that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm exactly where He wants me to be. I'm doing exactly what He gifted me the talents to do, to help people, to lift people up, to give them the inspiration in different ways, to help coach them through the difficulties and help them understand how to be the most that they can be, right? The old army slogan, right? It's how do I get people to understand that they have more inside them that they can achieve in the specific areas that are best for them, right? And I think that's one of the things that society tells us is different. Society says we should be like everybody else. We should all have the same goal. We should go in and try and achieve it. And everybody has different goals. Everybody's happiness comes from different things, and everybody's success is measured by different areas in life and by different abilities and choices and decisions. But we can still all be healthy, and we can still all get all those things that we desire, that are going to make us happy, that are going to make us fulfilled. As some of my recent guests have said, the fulfillment piece is more important than happiness or success. Is my life fulfilling? When you understand and start operating in a way that you've been gifted, I think that's when things change. And that's when you can start to see your life come to fruition, and you can start to see exactly where you're supposed to be in the future. And then it's a matter of doing those things consistently, doing those behaviors consistently, doing the healthy things so that you can have the longevity of a fulfilled life and be around for your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, the people in your life around you. And you can have that support network and help everybody. and be the uplifting factor that people in your circles need at different times in their lives. And they're going to be the person that's going to lift you up at different times in your life. And that's what I had when I was in the hospital. I had people that came around and lifted me up and lifted our family up and helped us through those times and in understanding and trying to figure out why did this happen? What is it? Like it can't just be a strange anomaly. There's got to be something driving that I need to wake up to and be able to understand that there's something bigger and better and that I'm supposed to achieve, that I'm supposed to go after, that I'm supposed to do. And when I look back over the last 13 years, the amount of stuff that has changed in my life for the better, in my family's life for the better, the amount of stuff that I've been able to achieve with God's grace and blessings, and it's just beyond what I would have ever imagined. And so when you're faced with those tough decisions, those tough times, those everything else in the world shuts down. We've all had those moments. We've all had those things happen. You can overcome it. You can get to the other side. You can get back to achieving things in your life, right? So in my case, part of my lung was taken out and I'm able to still do the athletic things that I do and achieve the results that I do because I'm doing it for God and for showing people the gifts that He's given me and the inspiration that He's able to achieve through me and other people and helping them get to their dreams and goals and wishes and desires and helping them understand that just because there's been a bump in the road doesn't mean that you're never going to get to where you want to be or that it's not possible to achieve certain things. They're still out there. They're still achievable if that's part of the plan for your life. Again, I've talked about this before. Values, finding out what your plan is, finding out what makes you tick, what you need to go after, that's your giftings. When you figure all those things out, those bumps in the roads are going to come. They're going to be challenging. They're going to be things you have to overcome. They're going to be things that you have to do a lot of work to get over. But when you do that, the fruit on the other side is amazing. And the impact that you can make in other people's lives is amazing. And I'm proof of that. And by no means am I at the top of where I want to be yet or where I feel like God is calling me to be. And so I'm just keep trucking every day, more and more and more. And so that's the life lesson um, for this episode is when those things come up, when those big earth stopping everything in your world comes to a halt, whether it's a decision or diagnoses or whatever it is that happens, it's just a moment in time. Don't make too much of it. It's not the end of the world. It's the beginning of understanding maybe there's something bigger on the other side of this, and I just need to keep working at it and figuring out how to get there with this new challenge that I've got, right? And for me, athletically, how do I get there? Having part of my lung cut out, having my lung glued to my rib cage. Like, how do I continue to move forward with these issues that have happened? So, that's the Life Lesson Friday for this episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast.